Hello everyone, photographer Andredesignz here with a new retouch video, and today we're going to be retouching this image that you see on my screen right here. Alright, so this image was taken in my studio, right here where I'm at right now. This is my studio slash office. Alright, so this image was taken with the Sony a7 III camera, and the lens I was using is actually a 50mm lens. It's the 50mm 1.8 lens, and my shutter speed was 60th of a second. It wasn't that fast, and I was shooting at 6.3 because I want to ensure that I have the entire face on everything on the well, in the image in focus. My ISO was 640, and the reason for that is because I wasn't using any flash at all. I was using the light from the bulb itself, and this is the bulb I was actually using. All I did was to just take this out, and I actually bought this bulb for this purpose. I did a shoot back in 2015, I believe it was, of this, I mean, using this. So I wanted to do something like that again. So yeah, so let's get right to the editing of this image. So right now, all the time I load all my images to Lightroom first, and then I import them into Photoshop after. So I'm in Lightroom right now, so I'm just gonna Control E to bring it over to Photoshop. All right. Not sure what just happened. Let me do it again. Control E. Okay, good. So the first thing I'm gonna do right now, let me zoom up the image. You see, this image is really sharp. And as I said before, the only light I was using was the bulb. And yeah, so the first thing I'm gonna do is to crop the image. All right, so I'm gonna crop it. I'm gonna come over here to the crop tool. And if you want to upload this image to Instagram and you want it to fill the entire page, you have to use the 4:5 ratio. All right, if you want it to be a portrait image. Okay, so 4:5 ratio, which is 8 by 10 inches. And then I'm just gonna push this up a little bit to about right there, and then I'm gonna pull this down to about right there, pull it over a little bit so it doesn't cut off the light bulb. All right, good. So I'm gonna press enter, and that is what I want. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do now, as usual, is to create a new layer, and then I'm going to zoom up the image, and I'm going to remove all the blemishes from the skin. So I'm going to come over here to the patch tool. The patch tool is what I always use. You can use any tool that actually works for you. And then I'm just going to do this. Sometimes I use a clone stamp tool because it works better in some cases. So whatever tool that works for you, you use that tool. This one works really good for me. All right. So all I'm doing is to make a selection for the blemish, and then just move it over to a clean section. All right, that looks good. So all I'm doing real quick, I'm gonna come down to the model's nose, to the side of the nose. She did her own makeup, and she did a great job. All right, just like that. And her face is so clean, easy to work with. Not that I have a problem with other models that may have a lot of pimples and stuff like that, but images like these, you can edit them real fast. And it's always good to have a makeup artist or to have a model that can do her makeup well, because you know it's gonna be a lot of work if you're not that good in Photoshop. So all I'm doing is just to remove the blemishes from the skin. All right, so that looks good. I don't think there's anything else there for me to remove. I see a spot right here. Let me just do that. Let me just zoom out, and I think that looks good. Yeah, so the next step now is to do frequency separation. So I'm going to come here to the frequency separation action. All right, so the frequency separation action here, you can download it by using the link in the description. Normally what you want to do is to ensure that when you're zooming, when you're adjusting your radius, you actually like blur out the skin to where you can't see any texture. I'm gonna use 13. Normally I use 6.4. I'm gonna use like 13 right now. All right, and this will give you more, the skin will look more natural when you're higher with the radius. I'm gonna go here to the low frequency layer, and I'm gonna use the mixer brush to retouch this image. So I'm gonna come over here to the mixer brush right now, and your mixer brush is normally nested under brushes, so you'd have to hold down on brushes. Once you see this little, all right, let me just insert. Once you see this little what's happening here? All right, once you see this little icon, little arrow right here, it means that there are more items under it. So you hold on it, and it will give you the other tools that are actually under it. Put my phone on silent. Good. So yeah, so I took mine out because I want to access it real quick, and I also have a shortcut which is M. If you hover over it, it show you the M. All right, it's taking too long. All right, so once you're on the mixer brush, you want to ensure that normally if it's the first time using the mixer brush, you'll have a color right here, right? What you want to do is to click here and click clear brush, and you can also remove these as well. Ensure that this one is selected, because this one is the option that clears the brush. For the wetness is 2%, and everything else remains the same. All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is to mix. I'm going to use the bracket on the keyboard to get my brush smaller and bigger, and I'm going to start in the highlighted area right here. I'm just going to mix it. So you want to ensure that when you're mixing, you do not mix the highlighted area with the dark area, because it's not going to look good. Trust me. You want to avoid mixing the dark area with the light area. All right, that looks good. So I'm basically following the light. So wherever I have light, I mix there. Wherever I have a shadow, I mix there separate. All right. If you want to know what tablet I'm using for the retouching, you can check the link in the description. It's the X Pen graphics tablet. It's about $70 for that. You know what, guys? Hey, let me pull this over here. Guys, you need to check out my wedding page. Like, you need to. My wedding page here is Weddings by Andredesignz. I'm at 102 subscribers now. Guys, support it, please. Support it. All right, let me close this and go back to the editing. All right, so yeah, so I'm just gonna use the mixer brush, and I'm just gonna mix the different areas just to blend the image. The mixer brush is the best tool for retouching. I mean, you can use dodge and burn. If you want to sit down and learn to do dodge and burn and edit using dodge and burn, you can do that, but it's too time consuming, and I don't think I have the time for that. Alright, so all I'm doing is to brush. So it's really simple enough. All you have to do is to brush the light area, the dark area, and sorry, and you're good to go. That's all I'm doing. I'm just brushing all over the image. So let's look at the before and after. Let me just zoom this up real close so you can see the before and after real quick. So before and after. It's a subtle change, but guess what? It does a lot. Trust me. So I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna do some more here as well. More here. All right, good. So I like what I've done. So I'm gonna come down here to the model's neck and do the same thing. To be honest, in some instances, you may have to mix the dark area with the light area just to blend it out. But I don't think it's a good idea doing it on the model's face if you're not really that good in Photoshop to actually fix what you've done. All right. So the neck looks good. I don't think I need to do anything else here. I'm gonna come down to the model's arm, do the same thing. All right, so like for right here, you see it's dark and bright. I can just do this. It's dark and it has a highlight. I can just do that and it will blend it out a little bit. But as I said before, you don't want to do that in the face. But I mean, sometimes you can do it. I mean, you can just do it and see what happens, and then you can maybe just undo it. But I don't like the idea of mixing the dark area with the light area because it just don't make any sense sometimes, trust me. But sometimes it works, so you just try it and see if it works for you. All right, good. So that is it. All right, so there's one thing I want to do real quick. Right here is a little bit dark for me. I'm going to come here to the color correction, and then I'm going to go to the brush. Right there, you can press B on the keyboard for the brush. For the flow, I'm going to go to 1%, and then I'm going to sample a area on the model's skin. So I want that area. You can also use Alt and sample, just click. I want to lighten up here a little bit because it's a little bit dark. All right, so I'm just gonna brush. That's it, just brush. And let me do a before and after. It lights it up. Don't need to do anything else there, right there. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so I'm done with the dodge and not dodge and burning, the fringe separation. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to minimize this, and I'm going to do some dodge and burning now. So I'm going to start with the burn, and the burn is basically working on the dark areas. So I'm going to get my brush. Oh, I'm on the brush already, and I'm at 1% for the flow. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to darken the dark areas. So I wonder if I did too much on this. Let me see, before and after. Good, that looks good. Gonna darken right here as well, and then right here and here. I think I want to darken here a little bit, like right here, so I can shape the face. Let's look at the before and after for that. Before and after. I'm gonna do the same thing over this side, just to shape the face. And right there, right there. There's a little dark spot right there. I think I want to do this, and then brush, and then close to it I want to go Alt and then click one time, and then just brush this right here because this area look a little bit dark to me. All right, before and after. Bring this out. That looks good to me. All right, good. I'm gonna go to, let me see, I don't think I need to do any more burning, so I'm gonna go to dodge. I don't know why. Okay, good, dodge. And then I'm just gonna do the highlighted areas, such as this area here. Right here is a little bit dark, so I want to brush that as well. The eyes, a little bit dark, so brush that. Sometimes it's good for you to zoom out and do the edits, and sometimes you have to come in to see what's happening, but I want to stay out because I want to see what's happening while I'm doing it. I don't want to make any mistakes, so I think I want to stay out. So all I'm doing is just lighten up this area. Let's look at the before and after for that. See, it's dark and now we have light. You don't want to do too much. You don't want to go overboard with it at all. So you have to ensure that. Good. The forehead is highlighted already, so I don't think I need to make any more adjustments to that. So that looks good. So I want to highlight under the model's neck. So I'm going to do right here because it's highlighted already. So I want to just enhance it. And then right here, and then right here I can see some light. I'm gonna highlight that. I can see a little bit right here as well, so I'm gonna highlight that as well. And then I'm gonna highlight here as well. Yeah, that's it. Don't think I need to do anything more. All right, so now I have to color this image, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new layer. Control Shift Alt E, create a new layer. Then I'm gonna go to Camera Raw. So go to Filter, Camera Raw. Let me press auto and see what it looks like. Auto does not work. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to play with the shadows a little bit. So I'm going to pull up the shadows just a little bit. Then I'm gonna go to the contrast, just pull in the contrast a little bit. Let's do the before and after. So Y for the before and after. Let's see if I can bring this. All right, for some reason that's not working. All right, out, and then fit. Where's fit? Fit to view. Good. And then I'm gonna pull this over some more as well because I want it to be big. All right, so yeah, this is what I'm working on. So that's the before. All right, so I'm gonna come here and go to dehaze, just a little bit of dehaze, maybe about 5. Then I'm going to come to nothing. I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm gonna come over here to collaboration and I'm gonna work on the blue primary color. So what I'm doing, if you look at the face, you see it's now a little bit warm. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna come back over here to the basic, and then I'm gonna go to clarity, just a little bit of clarity, like 3. All right, so that is it. I don't think I need to do anything else here, so I'm just gonna press OK. Good. So let's look at the before and after for everything real quick. So before and after. Good. All right, so I think I want to add some blue into the shadows as usual. The blues, I don't think I like the blues, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm just going to go to color lookup, and then I'm just gonna lower the opacity to about you know what, 5. And then I'm gonna go to right here. It has what do you call it? I'm gonna come down here to what's that again? Curves. Just gonna press this up a little bit, just a little bit. Let's see if it did anything. Didn't do anything. Maybe about that. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do any curves. Not sure what's happening to the curve here. It's not. I don't like the curves. What I want to do is to maybe go to color balance here. I think I want to warm it up a little bit. So color balance, no, not color balance. I want to do vibrance or vibrancy, and then yeah, that is it. I don't think I need to do anything else here. That looks good. All right, so I'm gonna show you the before and after again. So I'm gonna Control Alt Shift E to create a new layer, which I never really have to do that, but yeah. I'm gonna duplicate, right click and click duplicate, move this up, and then I'm gonna go to view. Well, I'm gonna go to what's that called again? Windows, and then vertical up, and then this is going to be the before. So I'm gonna scroll down, hold on Alt and click the eye. Yeah, so that's the before and after, guys. So if you enjoyed that, give me a thumbs up, share my video. Sorry. Yeah, so that's it for the image, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for another video.